Not an original story though. Spider-Man, or was it?
It's
I
an
guess it was.
I think it's an original spin on Spider-Man, giving us stuff we haven't gotten before, and that's why it's so awesome.
Yeah, it's a Spider-Man: Homecoming, directed by John Watts. It's crushing right now, making a lot of money. What, four hundred
Well,
and
it
seventy million worldwide?
right, but it actually had, which this is interesting. We'll get to this now. It had Marvel's worst second weekend drop ever, Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is crazy because it has an A cinema score and like a 93 ish on RT. So it's getting like, does anyone, you know, anyone who doesn't like this movie? Everyone likes it. The critics like it. Why did it drop so much? I think part of it is because Planet of the Apes was a big hit the week
Yep.
after, but also Marvel's never released a hit in July, and I think July movies just don't have the tails. But
There's a lot
very
of movies
strange
coming.
because there's nothing bad to say about this movie, but it had the worst second week drop ever for a Marvel film.
Yeah,
So
I don't think that. I mean, it obviously says something about in terms of how much money it's making, but in terms of just looking at it as a movie, I think it just came out at a bad time. War of the Planet of the Apes is people are talking about it a lot. There's
love
also
it.
just a
It's
lot of
great.
different movies out right now at the theater,
Mhm.
and summer is tough. I mean, people
Yeah.
want to go inside, but that old like saying like what people go to the movies, get out of the heat. No one really does it anymore. Like no one needs to go into the movie theater for air conditioning. So people are probably just doing other stuff. I don't really feel too worried about that.
Yeah.
Tom Holland's a goddamn star as Spider-Man. Like very
He
charming, played the role
he's
perfectly.
both a great Spider-Man and a great Peter Parker. Part of that is the way he plays Peter Parker, and part of the way Peter Parker in Homecoming is written as a actual teenager in a believable high school setting that has so much of it take place in and around the high school. I think that really gets back to what makes Peter Parker Peter Parker. But yeah, Tom Holland, he's so charming. He's funny, and he's great in the action. Like
Wait, but
nothing bad to say about him. I'm so excited that he will be able to keep playing the role.
isn't what makes Peter Parker the origin story though? Seeing Uncle Ben die, being told
Mm.
that a lot of power comes with a lot of responsibility, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, Uncle Ben's name isn't even mentioned, right? It,
Yeah, thank God.
Homecoming is a sterling example of not needing an origin story when the origin story is familiar, or in this case, been done a million times. Matt Reeves, in his press for War from Planet of the Apes, has said that they don't need to do an origin story for the Batman because people fucking know it, and it's not
Right.
interesting. I'll take away from the movie. So Homecoming, not doing the origin story, we got our soft introduction in Civil War, which is playing back through Peter's eyes in Homecoming, which I thought was excellent. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's great that they didn't have to do that.
definitely. Um, so I guess to just kind of break it down a little bit. This had a really awesome cast. Some young upcoming stars like Tom Holland, Zendaya, some older reliables like Gwyneth Paltrow, who was in it for like what 2 seconds, but Robert Downey
One
Jr.
scene.
was in. Yeah, was in it pretty consistently. John Favreau as Happy, but Michael Keaton, man, like that guy,
Mhm.
he's great when he plays a superhero or supervillain with wings. Like just fantastic.
Yeah, I think Vulture. Michael Keaton obviously played Vulture excellently, and the script really used him well. The scene where Peter goes to the door to
Yeah,
take Liz to the homecoming dance. I didn't see that coming. Looking back, it was
me neither.
obvious. I guess it was obvious, but didn't see that coming. And then when you realize, oh wait, he didn't kidnap her. He's literally her fucking dad. This is
Right.
awesome. And
Yeah.
then they have that whole car ride as Keaton figures it out. It
Yep.
was done so well. And not only that, Vulture had motivations that were
Exactly.
believable and relatable, or even at least understandable, and MCUs largely struggle with their villains because it's tough to have great villains when your heroes are going to keep making it. Loki is really the only exception. So I think he's easily the second best MCU villain.
I would agree, especially because every villain in the Marvel universe, their motivation seems to be, I just want to destroy the world. I just want to destroy the universe. I want to
Yeah.
bring terror. It's there's
Or,
never
yeah, or something like that. Like I want to get rich and destroy you,
right.
whatever.
Exactly. it's always kind of vague. They had very specific reasons to do what they were doing. The Vulture in his head.
Also something I like. So Vulture is one of many of Spider-Man's rogues, right? His bad guys. But largely, Spider-Man's bad guys are a bunch of goons. They're a bunch of dumb thugs, right?
Mm-hmm.
With the exception of like Harry Osborn. So having Bokeem Woodbine just be the Shocker, just be a goon, and then having Michael Mando, Nacho from Better Call Saul, have a soft intro as Scorpion, and we get that confirmed in the post-credit scenes when you see the tattoo. Yeah, these are just criminals that have these dumb names because they have these dumb powers or these dumb devices, and it's a great way to bring more villains into the story, but not feel like you're over cramming it because they're C-list villains. You don't need to do that much with them. But yeah, shout out our guy Bokeem Woodbine getting a check.
Yeah, man. Also, Guilfoyle from I'm blanking on the name of the show right now.
Freaks in I'm sorry, Silicon Valley.
Well, Silicon Valley.
Martin Starr was in Freaks and Geeks as a kid with John Francis Daly, who helped write the script. So I think that was cool.
When I figured out it was Bokeem Woodbine, I was like, why do I know this guy? And then I was like, wait, that's definitely Bokeem from season 2, Fargo. Yes, this is a great cast, deep in so many different ways. So.
Also, another way Homecoming was familiar yet different was Flash, Peter's bully, wasn't just a jock like he always is this time. It was Tony Rivolori from the Grand Budapest Hotel, who was just like the nerd bully, you know? He was just the king of the nerds. Like, and he did great. And like, you had Kenneth Choi as the principal briefly, a little callback to Captain America. He was in Wolf of Wall Street. So yeah, the bench was super freaking deep. And let's not forget the GOAT Donald Glover.
Yep. Donald Glover, he was awesome.
Getting introduced as Miles Morales' uncle, because if you caught, he says his name and then he says, I have a nephew in the area. They basically confirm Miles Morales, the half black, half Hispanic Spider-Man, does exist. That was the Spider-Man that people campaigned Glover to play back in the day. So I think that's a nice little nod to Donald Glover.
Absolutely. And also, he plays that so perfectly when he's like, nah, man, I got ice cream here. You deserve that.
I don't want to send anyone back in time. I'm just trying to stick someone up, man.
One of the cool things I think they did in this was giving the suit some different powers, which I think was nice.
Karen, the voice.
Yeah. And also the scene when he's trapped inside the silo or whatever, and he's like, okay, how long has it been? She's like, it's been 37 minutes. He's like, oh, no.
Yeah, the movie was quite funny, and it left out Spidey sense, which I think was cool. We got a lot of Spidey sense in the previous ones. Nice, you do a different direction here.
Although there is rumor from the Marvel, like, whatever thing conference this weekend, that apparently you might see it in the trailer for the new one.
So. That'd be cool. I mean, either way, it wasn't a focus of this movie, which I thought was cool.
Yep.
And also kind of bringing it all together, this movie was grounded and had small stakes. You know, it's basically taking place in Queens, and when they go on their field trip to DC. You know, this isn't about the destruction in New York City. It's just about a guy stealing shit and Spider-Man trying to stop him as he learns the job on the fly. And that was shepherded along by the fact that Robert Downey Jr. was in this movie just enough. He didn't dominate the movie. It wasn't Iron Man Homecoming. He was in there just enough, which I thought was awesome.
Absolutely.
Good use of RDJ.
Yeah. So what? Marvel's finishing Phase 3 and entering Phase 4 soon?
Yeah, I think Phase 3 ends next
year.
Is it next year? No. It'll end when the final Infinity War movie, whatever it's actually called. I believe that's the last one. So we'll get Thor Ragnarok in November or October rather. Then we get Black Panther in February. Then we get Infinity War in May. And then I believe the Infinity Blank, the next one, Avengers, is the May after that. And they already confirmed that Homecoming 2 will kickstart Phase 4, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 will be in Phase 4 after both Infinity Wars. So within, I guess, the next maybe 18 months, we should get another one of those big like presentations of like the slate to come, which will be really exciting because and Captain Marvel will come out before then too. But given where we're at, I mean, the possibilities are endless. You know,
Absolutely.
how far along MCU is and how successful they are. But the fact that they got their most popular character, the most popular Marvel character is Spider-Man, and they finally got him right on all accounts. Mm-hmm. And that's what makes this movie so great. So I'm very happy with it.
Marvel didn't necessarily need Spider-Man to be this awesome, but they nailed it. So take it. Add another card to their deck, right?
Mm-hmm. Also, shout out Hot Aunt May, Marissa Tomei.
Oh my God, Marissa Tomei.
And they were like in on the joke with it too, like with the dialogue and stuff. Yeah. So
she hasn't. I haven't seen Marissa Tomei look that good in a long time, man.
Yeah, familiar but different. Both Marissa Tomei and Spider-Man: Homecoming.